Hi, timekeepers. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you, truly from the bottom of my heart, for being a part of the My Reader Minutes community. Even though it's not a lot of us, every view, every comment, every word of encouragement reminds me of why I love doing this. If you feel that to support the channel even further, you can now make a donation by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Every contribution helps me keep creating the content you enjoy and keeps this little corner of the internet growing. As a token of my gratitude, anyone who donates $2.99 or more will receive a special gift, an affirmation coloring book designed to uplift your spirit and bring a little extra joy into your life. Just be sure to leave your email so I can send it directly to you. Thank you again for believing in me, supporting this journey, and sharing this space with me. I truly could not do this without you. Now let's get into the mess. Hey y'all, just coming here for a few minutes. I wanted to talk about Kelli Farrell. If you don't know who Kelli Farrell is, she is one of the newbies on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, it's not starting out great for her. For this to be her first year, it's not going to end too well. Looks like her ex-husband or her estranged husband has slammed Bravo with a cease and desist over the false narrative that's being portrayed on the show. Check this out. It looks like he has filed, the Jasmine brand has the documents, but it's a legal demand for retraction for the network or Bravo to come out here and withdraw, delete the scenes from what is already aired and any future episodes that mentions him, his kids. He doesn't want his kids portrayed in the episodes. And I don't believe, according to some of this I've skimmed through it, I don't think she can mention their business, Nano's chicken and waffle, Nana's chicken and waffles. She's not able to do that. Um, that kind of like muddies the waters a little bit on what she can talk about. What is she going to talk about? You know what I mean? I guess she could talk about adding on to it, but I guess she just can't mention the name. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do this. And if they've already filmed it, like, what does that do to her scenes? I mean, this is crazy. I think if this hasn't been a lesson this far, I want to say that true, what is it? Truly, truly original. I think that's what it is. The truly original production company, um, NBC Universal. I think going forward, they need to have people that are either already divorced or if they bring people on board, have them sign something that says whatever we've captured before we get a cease and desist, we are no longer removing it. I mean, they got to put in something because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Just to skim through, I might not read the whole thing, but it says to whom it may concern. This law firm represents Mr. Chervallo M. Farrell, the former husband of Miss Kelly Potter Farrell, who currently appears on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This correspondence serves as a request for your network to take corrective action due to Miss Potter's repeated promotion of false and distorted narratives about Mr. Farrell and that are defamatory and violate a binding court order, specifically on Cycle 16 or Season 16 of the ROA television program. Wow. It says, we demand that you remove all references to Mr. Farrell that cast him in a negative light, which is the case with virtually every single reference made about him from all the versions and broadcasts, digital, linear, or otherwise of your program, you are further instructed to cease and desist from broadcasting any such references in future episodes of the program. So anything that they've already aired, they have to remove. Those episodes that air on Peacock, they have to remove. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Going forward, this should be a lesson learned to truly original NBC Universal. Anything that we capture prior to the date of a cease and desist, there, if there is one, we can keep anything we capture on film. Now, I guess they may have to word the future episodes, but anything that's already aired should be it's already out there. Somebody has already screenshotted that. I mean, what's out on the internet is out on the internet. Anywho, that's crazy. It says, finally, we demand that you remove all depictions of Mr. Farrell's minor children from all previous broadcasts of ROA and refrain from including them in any future broadcast without Mr. Farrell's express permission. Because him and Kelly have joint custody of the kids. That's his right. This is messed up. So it even says somewhere in here, and I read it. Okay, so here's some of it right here. Um, okay, so let me read this. It says, despite this order, Bravo and its affiliates have aired and amplified multiple statements by Ms. Potter that disparage Mr. Farrell. This fact cannot be disputed. These disparaging statements clearly violate the court's explicit prohibition against verbal disparagement. This fact, too, cannot be disputed. As a global distributed entity with a broadcasting history dating back to 1926, your network knew, or should have known, that the extreme and outrageous manner in which Mrs. Potter spoke about her ex husband violated a court order. Your own coverage demonstrates clear awareness that Miss Potter was undergoing a divorce and that extensive litigation had occurred between the parties prior to the premiere of ROA. Given your program's frequent coverage of divorce related litigation involving current and former spouses, it strains credulity that you would be unaware of the behavioral limitations placed on Miss Potter by the court's order. Your decision to repeatedly disregard the terms of the divorce decree between the parties and broadcast Miss Potter's blatantly disparaging commentary exposes your network to potential liability. On behalf of Mr. Farrell, we demand that you immediately remove this content and refrain from broadcasting any similar content in the future. Then they have false and defamatory content. It says, number one, okay, the false and defamatory statement that Mr. Farrell threatened to, I guess they're going to specifics as what they did, to unalive Miss Potter in an open court and claim contradicts by Miss Potter's own contemporaneous written statements. The false and defamatory statement that Miss Potter was the sole creator of Nana's Chicken and Waffles was the driving force behind the creation of the restaurant and that Mr. Farrell had no ownership interest in the business. And the false defamatory statement that Mr. Farrell was incarcerated for stealing from Miss Potter and Nana's Chicken and Waffles. These statements are not only false, but were presented as specific factual occurrences rather than opinions. To be clear, Mr. Farrell has never been criminally prosecuted for any alleged theft against Nana Chicken and Waffles or Miss Potter. False accusations of criminal conduct constitute defamation under Georgia law, as does presenting events in a manner that distorts facts beyond recognition for the sole purpose of casting Mr. Farrell in a false light. Mr. Farrell's life has been severely disrupted by the false representations. His business and professional reputation has suffered damage from which recovery uncertain purely due to Miss Potter's defamatory statements. Furthermore, Mr. Farrell has endured relentless ridicule across all forms of social media, including direct insults and provocations stemming directly from your network's reckless broadcasting decisions. Wow, this is crazy. Now, wouldn't Truly Original know anything about this only because of what they've gone through with Simon and Portia? I would think they would have some way of knowing what all comes with that. Now, unless they just didn't ask to see, like, where did he say that? Did he truly say? I mean, they were going by what she was telling them, I guess. That's so crazy, right? So it says failure to investigate. As a corporate media entity, Bravo has a legal duty to investigate the truthfulness of broadcast content that may harm third parties. What did I just say? They just going by her word? This is so amateur of them. Wow. Then they cite Supreme Court cases as wow. And it indicates that these cases makes it clear that the broadcaster may be liable where it acts with actual malice. That is, it publishes a statement with knowledge of its falsity or with reckless disregard for the truth. This standard applies not only to defamation, but also to claims for false light, invasion of privacy, as recognized by the Supreme Court. And it cites another case. This is crazy. Wow. Well, I don't know what this says for Kelli and her storyline, but she can't put the kids on there according to this. He doesn't want the kids on there unless there's permission from him. She can't even talk about him unless it's truthful. She can't talk about him because anything that's not true is defamation, and he can go for the throat, and he can go for Truly Original. He can go for NBC Universal. She, I don't know what they're going to do with the rest of her content because I think they've pretty much captured a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. In this case, Bravo failed to contact Mr. Farrell for verification or comment. Investigate or comply with the final divorce decree, which bars virtually every statement that Ms. Potter has made about Mr. Farrell. And disclose that Mr. Farrell has no criminal conviction or pending charges associated with the claims that Ms. Potter has made against him on ROA. Identify or consider the multitude of publicly available documentation and media that demonstrates Mr. Farrell's creation of and ownership interest in Nano Chicken and Waffles. These failures constitute reckless disregard for the truth and express Bravo to liability for defamation and false light under both state and federal law. Then he goes into the children's likeness. He doesn't want them on there, so this is another thing that they violated. Unauthorized use of the children's likeness. So Bravo also broadcast images and video footage of Mr. Farrell's minor children without his consent. As established in the final divorce or decree of divorce, the parties share joint legal custody, and Georgia law requires both parents to consent to the use of child's image in the media. So I remember someone saying something about how in the world would the judge grant joint custody to this man who supposedly or allegedly threatened to unalive Miss Farrell or Kelli in the court. And someone said that's crazy. And I remember hearing that or reading that saying, they don't care nothing about us. But if it's not true, hello, this is crazy. Oh my God. So the demands and preservation of evidence. So they want NBC, Bravo, and Truly Original. They want them to immediately cease and cease airing or promoting the offending material. And rightly so. If this isn't true, remove all defamatory content and footage of Mr. Farrell and his children from all platforms. Issue a formal on-air retraction and public apology. Preserve all documents, recording emails, internal communication, and contracts related to Ms. Potter's storyline, casting, or any mention of Mr. Farrell or his children, including materials relating to fact-checking processes, editorial decisions, content and release forms. They want all the stuff. Yeah, he been talking to Simon. Clearly, he been talking to Simon. Wow. So they say Bravo if has 10 days to do this. Again, if Bravo fails to take corrective action within 10 days of the date of this letter and provide written confirmation of such actions to his office, Mr. Farrell will take all the necessary steps to enforce his rights through litigation without further notice. All rights and remedies are hereby expressly reserved. Yeah, that's open and shut. If by this is not true, this has not been a good year for Real Housewives of Atlanta. It makes me think that maybe once they ran into some brick walls concerning Simon and his pettiness and how he kind of like put the stops on Portia without her not being able to film in her house, her not being able to film in the car even. When they started having stuff like that, I think they might have halted filming for a while. But, until the judge had ruled on whether or not they could film in the house and all that kind of stuff, maybe they should have second guessed even casting Portia. Once this came to light, like they could have said, well, due to unforeseen circumstances, we're not going to be able to move forward with our contract with you because kind of like limits what you can say, what you can talk about. And the same with Kelli. Until there's a divorce decree, until there's something final, there's no need to go forward with any of these young ladies' storylines. Now, maybe what she should have done is called it something different. Like she could have said, this is Nana and Chicken and Waffles 2.0. Changes the name of the restaurant. I'm going to add this to my franchise, but this was going to be, and then add like a different cuisine onto it or something. You know what I mean? It's different ways I guess you could get around it, but I don't know what they're going to do with the future episodes. We're not even halfway through the season. What are they going to do? Cut her out? She's just going to have to be a friend of the show. Maybe her peach has to be withdrawn. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? This is a mess. Anyway, just wanted to come here and talk about that. I thought that was interesting. At this late date. I guess he's upset. I mean, if he never went to jail, I guess I'd be upset too. How you going to say these different things happen and nothing is true? Y'all just going to take her word for it? I pray that she's not lying. I don't have that Kelly's lying, but obviously there's something to it. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that being said, everyone be blessed. Peace.